Hey everyone, so video is going to be a bit of a detour than the normal investing schedule that I had planned. There's been quite a few comments that I've been noticing from folks like this one right here. It says, wish someone would make a video of how to invest. Some of us know nothing about investing. For example, let's say I had 100K. Someone said, hey, if you invest all that money, I'll make more money, but okay, but how, where do I start? And this comment also got 8 thumbs up. So this is actually a topic that I've been going to cover in a couple more videos, but I feel the need to really discuss this now. So what I'm going to do with this video is walk you through step by step, click by click, how to invest with my brokerage company, which is over at Vanguard. I'm going to invest $300 into my Roth IRA. And be sure to stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to have another example where I'm going to do investing again, but I'm going to use the Vanguard mobile app to invest as well. So let's get started. Before I get into the actual computer screen and show you everything, I want to draw a quick map to kind of give you an idea of what the path is that we're going to be taking moving forward. Okay. So we have the main checking account right down here, okay? This is where I get paid my income from my job, okay? And also from this checking account, there are expenses, the monthly expenses that get paid for, like, bills and stuff like that. Now up here, so up here are all of the different types of assets that you can buy. All right, so that would be, your index funds, mutual funds, bonds, ETFs, all that other kind of stuff. Now you can't buy directly from checking here. You can't do this, all right? And that's a good thing, because that would be like if you were to all of a sudden buy index funds and then the index fund or the stocks, whatever, plummeted. That's directly now tied to your main checking, and now you don't have money for bills and stuff like that. So in order to buy these kind of things, you have what's called a broker or a brokerage account that sits in the middle. Okay? You have a brokerage account right here. That's where Vanguard comes into play. And that brokerage account is also known as a settlement account. And basically what it is it just establishes like a separate checking account or a savings account. So it's literally when you set up a Vanguard account, it's just like setting up 2 bank accounts that are external to each other. So it's like if you had, say, a Wells Fargo checking account and a Bank of America checking account, and you're going to link these 2 together so that you can transfer money between the 2. In that brokerage account, we're going to create this little kind of like a little box or a shield, all right? That shield, there's taxes. And those taxes are trying to poke a hole into this brokerage account right here. So we have a shield in there that's designed to protect against that. That shield is called a Roth IRA. And it surrounds the brokerage account and protects it from getting pierced by the taxes and having money leak out. So the brokerage account or the settlement account is kind of surrounded by that Roth IRA. That's where you're going to buy and sell all these different types of assets. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start from here, and I'm going to pull money, $300, from my main checking up into this brokerage account right here. That's going to be step 1. Okay. Now, this is very important. The act of moving the money from the checking into the IRA, into the settlement account, is not investing. That is not when the investment happens. The investment itself happens when you buy shares of something here, when you buy index funds, or when you buy mutual funds or bonds or whatever it is. This process here, and this, by the way, when I show you, is going to all happen within just a couple of clicks. But this process up here, which will be 2, the act of buying and these actual shares, that's when the investment happens, not putting money into the settlement fund. There are horror stories of people that have spent years, all they were doing is they were putting money into, quote unquote, their Roth, But because they weren't buying any of these things, it was just sitting in the settlement account as a savings account, and it wasn't working for them. And they lost all those years of compounding because they didn't understand the difference between a settlement account and a brokerage account and the actual investing process. So we're going to pull money from the main checking up into the brokerage, and then I'm going to buy shares. And what I'm going to buy shares of is called VTSAX. All right, that is I'll show it up right up here. It's the Vanguard Total Stock Market Admiral Shares Index Fund. All right, so let's go ahead and get over to the computer, and I'll walk you through step by step how I actually invest. All right, guys, so here we are on the Vanguard main page. What I'm going to do is just go and click on Personal Investors. And we will get right to the logon page. I'll go ahead and log on. So this is the Vanguard, the main login page once you originally log in. Now I have three brokerage accounts, 401k, the Roth IRA, and a regular taxable brokerage account. You'll only see this brokerage account right here. So what I'm going to do is click on the brokerage account. So this is the federal money market, or the settlement fund. This is what I was talking about earlier. And I currently don't have any funds in there. Everything's fully invested. I currently have VTSAX already invested into the Roth IRA. So what I'm going to do is start off with, you can go transfer money or you can go transact. I would go transfer money, just it's easier, and contribute to the IRA. That will take you to these the Buy Vanguard Funds page. And as you can see here, the maximum for the IRA is $6,000, and so far I've contributed right here a little over $4,000. All right, and I can contribute about $1,900 more. I'm going to scroll down. Now I have three options right here of where I'm going to put the actual money. Where is that $300 actually going to go? I can go into another Vanguard fund. This is if I wanted to buy something other than VTSAX. I can put it in the settlement fund. This is that glorified savings account that I was talking about. Or I can go ahead and buy more VTSAX. So this is, you can see that's VTSAX. So when you first do this, let's say this is the first time you've ever opened up a Roth IRA in this, you're going to only have this option. So I will click this option right now, and I will put in 300, for example. And then down here, I will click continue. And it comes right over here. Where is it coming from? So this is where you're pulling money from. So as you can see, it's going to grab from my Capital One 360 account. I would then select continue, because that's where I'm going to grab the money from. So what you're buying, I am buying or buying $300 worth of it through a 2019 individual contribution to the Roth IRA into this settlement fund right here. It's going into that savings account. I am making this purchase as a bank transfer from Capital One from my checking account, and then I would go down here and I would click submit. And what will happen is $300 will come out of my checking account, and then it will go into that settlement account. So I just clicked back because I don't want to put the money into the settlement account. So I'm going to remove this 300 here. That was to show that. Now let's say I've already have the VTSAX, but let's say I wanted to add something different. Let's say I wanted to add some international stocks in this. So I would click on the add another Vanguard mutual fund. And what I would select, so for this example, this here is VFWAX. This is the Vanguard International Admiral Shares Fund. And the reason you would want to do this is so VTSAX is the U.S., total U.S. stock market. This would consider the external, anything external to that. So, and it even says right here, this index fund provides investors with exposure to the markets outside the United States. So if I wanted to add some international diversification there, I could go ahead and do that. So this is VFWAX. So let's say I wanted to add VFWAX So I can add that right in here. Let me scroll down. Right? So it's just added that in there, and I would add $300 in there. Now you probably noticed I have this little red bar here and says you can't do that. So what it's telling me here is that I haven't met the minimum amount required, because if you look under here it says I have a minimum investment of $3,000. So it will tell you you're not investing enough in here. So this is an example where you could put money into this settlement fund and just let it build up and build up and build up, because really what it is, it's kind of like a sinking fund. You just let it build and build and build, and then when you're finally ready, you could transfer the money over. But let's say I want to put $3,000 in here. So I put $3,000 in there. So I still have an error. Now, what's happening now is I've met the minimum requirements and there's no extra fees, as you can see down here. But the issue is that because I have already contributed over nearly $4,000 to my IRA, it's telling me that I'm going to exceed my annual limit if I do this. So I can't buy this fund. So there's checks and balances in this, which is really good. So I'm going to cancel out of this. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and actually do the investment. I'm going to click the VTSAX, Total Stock Market Index, and I'm going to put in $300. I've already hit the minimum, so I'm good on that. And as you can see, I don't have any red bars or errors or anything like that. So now what I'm going to do is go over here to number 2, where's the money coming from? And now here's where I can select things. Now, I can select from the settlement fund. That would be as if I was building up money and putting money away towards that settlement fund until I can finally hit that minimum. Now I could grab from there and do a full investment if I still needed to hit that minimum. I could add a new bank if I wanted to add a separate account, but I'm going to just choose my Capital One 360 account. And I'm going to click Continue. All right, so we're back on this page again. I'm contributing $300 into VTSAX as an individual contribution to my Roth IRA brokerage account. It's coming from Capital One, electronic bank transfer, and submit. And that's it. I get a little confirmation up in here, and it says down here that I have VTSAX that I bought $300 worth, because you can buy partial shares. And now the $300 is now invested and working for me in the Roth IRA. This is the main page on the app when I first log in. So far, I've contributed 63% towards my Roth IRA of a $6,000 max, which is $3,762. I'm going to click Contribute. So the account up at the top, it means it's going towards my Roth IRA. Select Fund under 2. I could add a new fund if I wanted to. So let's say I wanted VFIAX. I could grab that if I wanted. But I'm going to stick with the Total Stock Market Index Admiral Fund. That's VTSAX. So I'm going to select that. From, I'm going to pick my Capital One 360 banking account. Enter amount. I'm going to put in $327.45. Click Continue. I'm going to accept. Then you review and submit. So I hope that helps you guys out a little bit in understanding the actual process of investing. And by the way, this works for any brokerage account, whether you have Vanguard or Fidelity or Charles Schwab or M1, anything. It's the same overall process. The buttons might be laid out a little bit differently, but other than that, it's the same strategy. All right. And again, the main reason why I'm showing you this is to show you how simple and straightforward it is to invest. I don't want you to feel intimidated that, that, oh, you're putting money away in this and then everything like that. It's just, if you can open up a checking account, a separate checking account, and establish a connection with whatever your current bank is, you can be investing full time. So anyways, hope you guys have a great one, and I will talk with you later.